Let's see what the kitty cats have in store today. Let's read from the Cat Tarot deck. Welcome back to Sweet Infinity. My name is Kieran. Today I'll be reading from one of my most adorable decks, the Cat Tarot deck. This comes with a cute little guidebook, which has color photos of the cards and interpretations. The cards are pretty nice in terms of the quality. They're good. They're not too big for my hands, which tend to be a little bit on the small side. The artwork is just lovely. It's watercolors, it's cats, it's tarot, three of my favorite things in the whole wide world. So it's just perfect. Adorable kitty cats. And the suits are signified by these symbols down here. So this is what in the traditional deck would be the suit of wands, which is the fire symbol. Then we have the cups. This is for the water symbol. Then we have the circle, which is the pentacles or the coins, which is the earth symbol. And then we have the triangle, which signifies the swords or the air symbol. So that's how you know. But it doesn't say the name of the suit on the numeric cards, which takes a little getting used to, but it's totally possible to get used to it. If you like cats or tarot, please do subscribe to this channel and hit the little bell icon next to the subscribe button. I do put out videos every Tuesday and Thursday that have to do with either tarot card readings or oracle readings. And I am still developing this channel. More content will be coming up. Ooh, the Devil, King of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Let's do this reading first, and then we will pick more cards. Ace of Pentacles, King of Swords, the Devil. Wow. If you found this reading, this is meant for you. Whatever time you find it in. The Ace of Pentacles is usually about a new endeavor, some kind of new project, maybe something that's being waved in front of you, a new job, a new living situation, something that has to do with material possessions and things like that. King of Swords, this is somebody who is very argumentative. This is somebody who has a tendency to be a little domineering in their interpretation of things. And they tend to want to be very argumentative and want their way. It's like my way or the highway. And then the Devil card is about addiction and about temptation. So what I'm seeing is that there might be a possibility of some new setup, a new business or a new job or a new living situation that involves you being in close quarters with someone who might be a little assertive, aggressive, maybe persuasive in a way that they might be persuading you to follow this path. And you might be tempted to do it. It might be that there's money in it, maybe a new job that pays a lot more, or something that you might feel will lead you to a better situation financially, in other ways. There's a temptation here. Okay, this is the Devil card, which, you know, it has bad connotations. But the idea is that the Devil card signifies, I mean, here he's a cute doggy. So, like, how can you not like the doggy, right? But in the tarot, what the Devil card signifies is how we tend to create our own cages, how we tend to make choices or fail to make choices, which keep us trapped in certain situations and in certain behaviors. And we kind of tend to repeat those cycles. Now, everybody goes through these periods in different ways. And this signifies to me where you might be at this moment, where maybe there's something in front of you. I feel like this card deck tends to signify stuff that is sort of just underneath the surface, which means that I feel like you might be getting tempted to take a job that pays you more than you might be getting right now, but that might be bad for you because you might be under the paw of somebody who is very controlling. And I don't know if the money will be worth it, frankly speaking. Let's pick some more cards and see where this is going. Because this, I feel like this is about finances and money. Now, I know that situation is dire for a lot of people, a lot of us, but you have to also consider what else is important. So here we have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is about transitions. It's about leaving something behind and just kind of walking away, or in the case of a cat, pretending that you didn't just cause that big scratch that you just caused. There might be an opportunity for you to step away from this bad choice that might be in front of you, or let's say a tempting choice that might end up not necessarily being the best choice for you. Let's pick another card and see where we're at. 3 of Wands. Interesting. Instead of taking on something that you might feel will lead you to someplace that kind of might be repeating your old patterns, the 3 of Wands is more about starting something new, something of your own. I don't know if this means that it might be time for you to start that business or freelance or consulting, something that you've been wanting to do for a while. And I know it's tempting to go back into the more rigid system that you're used to, but I feel like this King of Swords, this is someone who has a bit of a control issue. And I feel like at this point, you're just ready to let that go. You're ready to kind of leave behind your old self and start something, launch something that's your own. Some kind of endeavor that's your own, whether it's, let's see what it's about. Let's see what the new venture might be about. Let's see what the cards say. Page of Cups. So this is a funny card, right? There's a cat going into a toilet bowl. But the Page of Cups is about exploring the less traveled road. Let's call it that. It's about going with your imagination. It's about going with your creative side. This card, this first set that we saw, was more about like, hey, let's just keep doing what we've always done, even though it's an Ace of Pentacles. But this Ace of Pentacles is more about wanting a kind of stability that you might be used to. And that's okay. But this is actually a time for you to explore, for you to let go of some of the past, for you to launch something creative of your own, and for you to try something that's a little bit more imaginative. If that's something that's within your capability, I would highly recommend that you do that. Because here we have the 2 of Wands. And the 2 of Wands, again, is about making a choice that might seem daunting. It's like, okay, I don't know if I should do that because this other path is like the path I'm familiar with. It's the kind of job or the kind of field that I've been in. And then you have these sort of new, unknown places where you might be, where you might want to go, whether it's something creative. I feel like there's something creative you want to do. I'm not saying you should quit your job. I'm saying start working on building that as a side thing, a hobby that you might go on and do something more productive with. I'm just saying that when things are chaotic in the world, it's tempting to want to double down on what is most familiar. But at the same time, that chaos can also be a very fertile space for something new to emerge in the bigger outer world, but also in your personal life. Now we have the King of Pentacles. Unlike the King of Swords, the King of Pentacles is very much a boss of his or her own domain. This one is very much comfortable in the space that he makes for himself. He's a king of the castle. So if you are to pursue the creative endeavor and take yourself where your heart tells you to go, whether it's something creative, I just feel like it's something creative. Like this card, look at this card, right? This is usually a card of setting something in motion, launching a new idea. And then we have the King of Pentacles. Like we go from one to the other. There is huge potential here. There is monetary potential. But you have to kind of take that step, and you have to kind of step out of your comfort zone, because the old structure, the chaos is there because the old structures are falling apart. They're falling apart. And even though it's tempting to go back into that, but you need to consider that there's some new energy that you need to embrace, creative energy that you have within you. That might require you to take some time to pace yourself. It might be something you need to do slowly while maintaining a certain level of comfort in other aspects of your life. So you don't want to upend everything. But if there's any way for you to go ahead and launch something that is creative based on a certain level of whimsy, imagination, creativity, it will lead you to far more wholesome abundance in the long run. You can do it. I have this very strong feeling that you can, because I'm getting this whole deck. It's just kind of embracing you. That's what I'm feeling. That this whole thing is about making sure that you, like these kitties, know that you are able to jump around, run around, fall on your feet, if you have to jump from somewhere. It's not the end of the world. You don't have to keep to the same routines. You don't have to be giving in to the same temptations. The dog is there. I just love that the dog is the devil in this tarot deck, of course, right? So you have to just kind of think of what is it that you really want to do in life. Because the King of Pentacles, you can't really be a King of Pentacles if you are the King of Swords. They're kind of very different characters. The King of Swords is more ideologically domineering. So he likes to know that he's right. He needs to be told that he's right. This guy doesn't really care. He likes stuff. He likes having his stuff. He likes having things that show that he's the boss. So that could be a nice living space, nice things that he wants. This guy, he can have all the things in the world, but he's never satisfied unless people are sort of telling him that he's correct, he's right, he's just doing the right thing. So he's got a bit of a, ego problem. I'm not saying he reminds me of certain entities that are in the news, but think of the King of Swords as a lot more reliant on people massaging his ego. And this one is more about just having things and being the boss. So they're two different kinds of kings, Anyway, so this one came first in our reading, and this one came with the Devil card and with the Ace of Pentacles, which tells me that this is something you're moving away from. And then the newer cards that came up are the things that you're moving towards. So focus more on your creative enlightenment, imagination, and get to work building a real palace for yourself. Not necessarily a palace, but the kind of palace that you need. The life that makes you feel abundant. It might not be what everybody else wants, because you probably don't need as much ego stroking as some people. That might be something that is in your past, or that you can recognize it when other people need that. But you want to have comforts, things that matter to you and to those that you love. And that's where you can build. And you can build that. There's a lot more kind of wealth in life than just people being obedient to you, right? So build yourself a real creative life full of imagination, because this is the only life we have. Why not live it with imagination, fun, joy, whimsy, all of that nice stuff? And look at these cats, right? Now, cats are always happy. If you're interested in getting this deck, I'm going to leave some links for you down in the description. Meanwhile, come back, check out this channel's other videos. Just here, look, the last card is the Lovers, which is about harmony, which is about, even though these two kings are very different, the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords, but, maybe they can still be friends on some level. Maybe this person can learn to be okay with himself or herself. And this person can learn to not necessarily hoard everything, but just learn to really appreciate the nicer things that they have in life that they've worked for. So let's leave it at that. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe and hit a thumbs up if you liked this video. Check out the other videos on this channel too. And I'll be back with more. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Have a sweet infinity.